What is going on, guys? It's your boy XQ420 here. Welcome y'all back. Another episode of Showtime with the Cube. As always, I've got the powerful one with me, Corey. Corey Hughes. Corey, are you doing good this afternoon?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah. I think I'm doing at least decent myself. We're going to jump into the finale of Secret Invasion. We're going to give our thoughts on the actual series as a whole, and especially this last episode, which I believe could have been a lot better, okay? There's just no doubt about it. It could have been a lot better. Let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping. First time watch this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Listen to us on podcast platforms. Hit the follow button there. Appreciate everybody who has been checking us out, supporting us so far. So, as I said, Secret Invasion, the finale, okay? And this thing seemed to be wrapped up really tightly. A nice little 30-minute outro. And I am not understanding the rushed 30-minute outros on these series. Corey, can you throw a little bit in? I mean, it's just like,
yeah, it's called poor planning. It's like that. It's like that poster that's got the think ahead thing on the guy on the chalkboard, and he doesn't think ahead, and then the last letter is like real small. You know, like that's what they did. That's what they did. There's no other way around it. It's just because remember at the end of the last show, I was talking about how they had a whole lot to wrap up in a whole little bit of time. And they sure did.
At least we are going to get like an hour and 15 minutes. You know, I thought we were going to get something substantial. Like when me and my girlfriend watched it last night, and so I was back home late. And when I clicked on it, she was like, well, I'm about to go to bed. I was like, well, this is only 37 minutes. So that's, 2 minutes of intro and, 2 minutes of recap, 2 more minutes. So it's like, and then the credits counted. So it's like 28 minutes. I'm like, shit ain't long at all. So we might as well go ahead and watch it and wrap it up. And I was sitting there because, when we leave episode 5, Nick Fury, he grabs the eye patch. He grabs the beanie, okay? Pulls out the gun, all right, with the one clip. I never understood why they only got one clip. What's up with the one clip? I mean, I feel like you need more than one clip. And so we all go in the fight, right? Don't I need more than one clip? He had the one clip out. It's like he had the harvest. I was like, we about to have this knockdown drag out for the finale. And then just like...
Yes, completely and totally. And so when I saw him with the eye patch and the trench coat, I'm like, yes, my man Nick Fury is back. And no. That's all there is to it. No. Man, I'm going to go in and I'm going to find the bad guy and I am going to talk him to death.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk him to death. Oh, man, dude. I was... Like, it got to the end. And look, guys, this thing was so rushed, they didn't even give us a post-credit scene. I
actually watched the whole credits waiting for the scene, and there was nothing.
No, the minute that because, on this, it keeps wanting to push you back to the Captain Marvel movie, because that's how you would kind of figure out about Skrulls, because they really ain't said shit and nothing else about them. So, when it dropped down and it had the Captain Marvel, watch Captain Marvel, I was like, there's really no post-credit scene. I was like, I'm not going to get anything? Like some type of teaser? I mean, just something. You know what I'm saying? The last thing I get is Fury smooching his woman. I'm like, so that ain't how this is ending, is it? It's like,
well, before we jump to the end, let's go through and let's go through the storyline, and we'll talk about it a bit, because I want to talk about the end, but I feel like we need to do some preface here first. So
a little bit of preface.
So Nick Fury goes out and he's going to find the bad guy, whose name is
Gravik.
That's right.
Gravik. Yeah.
So he goes out and he finds him. And one thing that caught me as kind of weird and suspicious is like, all of a sudden Nick Fury's like coughing like crazy, like like he's all weak, like he's all dying.
Well, so in the place they're at, it's radiation.
Right.
So Skrulls can survive the radiation. So it was supposed to be given the premise that, oh man, this is taking me out. You know what I'm saying?
So the whole time, I'm wondering why they're carrying on this big long conversation in what looks like it has potential to be some sort of futuristic sci-fi device that can activate at some point. And I'm looking at it going, what is going on here? And then Nick Fury pulls out of his pocket a little vial that's got like every goddamn superhero DNA in the world.
Yeah, the harvest.
And beyond.
Yeah. The harvest.
And he just hands it over. Here you go.
Yeah,
I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, it was something like that. Well, let me, there was actually a guy up here that, that actually talked about all the DNA that was involved in that. Let me see what he had it up here on his page. What all the superheroes? Okay, so this is the superheroes' DNA that they caught up on the screen. So we've got Ghost, which if you don't remember who Ghost is, that's that was from Ant-Man and the Wasp. So that was the technical villain in the Ant-Man and the Wasp. She could like transphase and shit like that. I don't know if you watched that. The way you looking, like
I've seen it, but I don't remember that at all.
Okay, so Ghost. Okay, so you had, of course, you had Captain America and the Winter Soldier. You had Corvus Glaive. I don't know what the fuck that is. You had Thanos. Said the Outriders. I don't know who some of these folks are. The Outriders. Man, there's probably in some movies that I didn't pay attention to them because they didn't matter. Proxima Midnight, Captain Marvel, Abomination, Mantis, Cull Obsidian, Drax. I don't know why Drax is in there. I was like, does Drax have a power except he can just get his ass whooped the whole lot and not die? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Korg, which I don't know what kind of Korg. Ebony Maw, Frost Beast. So they got from a Frost Beast. The Hulk, the Shatur, Valkyrie, Thor, Gamora, Groot, and they said there was probably some more in there that you just didn't see. So that was what was in the actual harvest itself. And
have they talked about this harvest before?
No.
Okay, because it seems like the dumbest thing ever. This is worse than like the special rocks.
So this is worse. This is worse than. Give me a special rock, damn it.
Right. Yes.
It said, man, I would have took a special rock.
You can always somehow justify a special rock.
Yeah. But this particular. But here's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. I'm assuming that Gravik thought by him putting the harvest in there and activating it while he thought Nick Fury was in there, that would have killed Nick Fury. But what if it would just gave Nick Fury powers?
Well, before we go there, let me ask this: like, was that whole machine designed specifically to use with this harvest, or was it just coincidence that he brought him the harvest and he happened to have a machine to do it?
You see, they used this machine initially because they had Groot's. Godly, I still can't remember the damn villain from Iron Man 3, but they had his shit, and I don't know who else they had, but they
talking
had
about
that,
you talking about fucking what's his name, the fucking face guy?
Yeah, the guy, man, he's so
the guy with the fucking thing.
Yeah, y'all know what we talk about, okay? He was so not memorable.
Mickey
at all,
Rourke.
Okay, yeah. No, Mickey Rourke was in the second one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did I don't know.
No, in the third one, like their bodies could like they would like overheat. You know what I'm saying? So like heat up, but then they could like regenerate. So it was kind of weird. But anyway, I didn't particularly care for that Iron Man. The first one's still the best. First Iron Man is the best one. But beyond that, so they had already imbued the powers in the Gravik, and that's when Gaia imbued the powers as well. Now, the question that we've got here is that, are you going to automatically know how to use these powers? I mean, do you practice with them? You know what I'm saying? Is there a certain thing you got to activate? You just think about it. You know what I'm saying? Dude, if they're going to spend, Corey, I'm going to tell you this number. If they're going to spend $212 million, that's what I've heard. $212 million on this series. $212 million
on Secret Invasion.
Yes, I've seen
that. You lying? I have
seen that, dude.
There was like nothing. There was barely any special effects. There was like no sets. They could have pulled that stuff off for like $10.
But hey, Look, I hate to do this to you.
I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think Hollywood is taking a little bit too much direction from their CIA overlords, and they're just embezzling the money. This is This is Hollywood black operations. It doesn't really cost $200 million to make a movie. There's just $100 million going to something else we don't know about.
Look at it right here, Corey. I got it on screen. $212 million budget.
What's that divided by 6? It's like 30-something million a piece.
Yeah,
what
I know, per episode.
You can make like 20 Blair Witch projects for like that much money.
Paranormal Activities and all.
Those things are like $1 million a pop, and they make hundreds of millions of dollars. That's what they should do. Hollywood should just go to like the people making movies with iPhones.
Hold on. What was the budget for the first Paranormal Activity? I think it was like crazy. Like crazy low. Paranormal Activity. Here we go. Budget for the first one. Budget for the first Paranormal Activity was $15,000. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That movie has made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Me using the wrong business. We should be in the found footage horror film business. We can make a movie for like nothing.
Yeah, that's what we should have did first. I mean, it ain't nothing but a bunch of jump scares. I don't know. It was rated R, so maybe you had a little bit of blood. Okay. Maybe you did have a little bit. Let's see how much the first Paranormal Activity made. Much. Okay. Let's see. Much money did first Activity make? Here we go, guys. We gonna get it for you. Let's see. So worldwide, that thing made $194 million. That's some good ROI right there.
Mm-hmm. That guy's better than Bill Gates.
Yeah, I mean, hell, he's better than Nancy Pelosi. I mean, shit, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
She's had.
Well, I don't know if anybody's better than Nancy Pelosi.
She's had the best stock trading in the history of stock trading. You know what I'm saying? If you'd just followed what she did, hell, we'd be millionaires by now. Shit, I should have just kept up with Pelosi. Yeah, we'd be raking the dough in. Well, Corey'd be a Bitcoin millionaire, but that's where he put all his at. But yeah, so I mean, $212 million, and I'm just like, guys, I mean, how long can they keep blowing this type of money? I guess infinitely.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
it looks like into infinity.
It does seem that way. Well, they had the infinity gauntlet, so they must have just made a wish for infinity money.
Yeah. Did you think they might just go to the Fed and just be like, "Hey guys, just
yeah, they got it.
Hit some more digits in there, okay?"
Yeah, they got an account like Cash App. They just hit the button and the money comes over.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. So while we've got that going on with Gravik and supposedly Nick Fury, who's actually Gaia, that's who it is. And I guess Skrulls can't tell when other Skrulls have changed. I was just like, is there any way to tell? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like, I guess they can't. You ain't got a certain smell or nothing. I mean, come on now. I mean, I figured you'd have something. I mean, a stench or something. Nothing. Okay. I mean, I'm just like, okay. So Gravik just sitting there spilling the guts the whole time, and Nick Fury just sit there like, I knew something was up. I was like, there ain't no way Nick Fury's just walking in there. You know what I'm saying? And all the radiation. You know, Gravik's got powers. He already shot him in the face and he regenerated. I was like, he ain't going to mono him in here. So I was like, it's got to be Gaia. I mean, that's what I was thinking the whole time.
You see, I don't think I was emotionally committed enough to be fooled. I was like, at all. You know what I mean? So
so you thought it was just Nick Fury. It's just like,
yeah, I'm like, it's Nick. Yeah, totally. I'm like, Disney sucks. This is just how they're gonna roll with this one.
And somehow he's gonna pull out this dub. So while that's going on,
I forgot about her entirely. She was such a worthless character in this thing that like she did not even enter my mind at all that episode until he transformed. I'm like, oh yeah, forgot about her. And then then once it transforms, it's not Nick Fury and it's her. Why did they just keep getting what is that the other Hulk, the Hulk that was in She-Hulk, the guy in the cave?
Talking about Abomination?
Yeah, all they kept doing was flexing Abomination arms the whole fight. I'm like,
They
what is
did.
happening here? And then
She did flex.
she got the little antennas.
The Mantis, yeah, that's
And she say
Mantis.
sleep, and that was okay, but it was stupid. I mean, it was okay within the context of being stupid. The whole thing was ridiculous.
Hey, look, I don't know. Hey, maybe the writers should stay, on strike. Maybe they should just like give it up and let AI just start writing some stuff.
Well, hey,
Just let AI do
I
it.
made this point before that like independent people like you and me, we started doing independent media, and now independent media is where most people get their information from. I want to say that we should be able to do the same thing with other forms of media, but you don't really have a lot of independent TV show producers. Like, there's no independent sitcom makers out there,
Yeah, that's true. Kind
But
of
there
like
should
Young
be.
Ripper. Yeah,
I mean,
kind of
yeah,
like
Ripa.
Young
I
Ripper.
like Ripa, but he's doing what? He's doing mostly comic books, right? Why can't we have something like that pop up for movies? I know there are independent movie houses, but all those indie films suck. We need a new wave of indie films that don't suck.
Yeah, and all of them are just like very debaucherous. Let's just be honest, man. A lot of them are like damn grindhouse debaucherous, cutting fingers and toes off, shoving damn pickaxes up people's duty hole, and it's just like my God, man. I mean, they just got. I mean, they take it all the way out there. I'm like, dude,
come on, man.
I'm like, this is a little bit too much. So, so while Graphic and Guy is out there tussling with each other, flexing abomination arms and ears, and Gaia one time she flexed Drax's arm. I'm just like, is this an intimidation tactic? I'm not even sure what's going on here. We've got Rhodey with the president, and he's urging the president, which we missed the president giving the. I don't think I seen him give the order to bomb the Russian facility, but obviously he had.
It seemed like he was talking him into it, and then he had already done it. Like they left that scene out.
Yeah, I was like, did I miss something? I said, hold on. I said, because he was passed out last episode. He's awake this episode. Hold on. I said, I missed him giving the order to bomb. Okay. I was sitting there, I was like, okay. And you got the woman there. It's like, hey, we probably shouldn't bomb them because, that's World War III. And do we really want that? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why nobody presses the button now. Because they're like, dude, do we really want to fuck with that? I mean, I just be looking at folks. It's like, man, do we really want to fuck with that, man? I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I just think about it. It's like, dude, I got millions of dollars. Why do I want to mess with that, man? Fuck this. I'm moving on. So that would be my thought process. I'm like,
oh yeah,
man, let's not even mess with that. But it ain't that big a deal, you know what I'm saying? But Rhodey's sitting there trying to talk the president into that, and then all of a sudden, Rhodey gets a call from Sonya Fallsworth that hey, somebody's coming in to attack the president. They're coming to get the president, and so now they're assembling. It's like, hey, guard the doors. We got to move the president. Everybody's in action. And come to find out, Nick Fury's out there shooting folks with tranquilizer darts. So that's where. So I guess the gun that he had picked up out of his out of the graveyard, I guess that was tranquilizer.
I guess so.
I was just like, oh, okay. It's just kind of like, it's like uneventful. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like very uneventful. And so we had the standoff with Nick Fury and Rhodey. And during that time, Rhodey's trying to convince the president to keep the strike on, and Nick Fury's like, don't do that. And then Nick Fury ends up shooting Rhodey to find out that he's a Skrull. Okay. Now, here's the question. Okay, here's the question. Because they save Rhodey later on from the mind machine where you're able to tap into their thoughts and everything. How long has Rhodey been a Skrull? And what movie do you think, what movie you think he became a Skrull and got captured?
I'm going to not assume that they're rewriting history. And
Kevin Feige said it. Kevin Feige said that, yes, Rhodey has been a Skrull for a while, and these things are going to come to fruition in the future. You're going to figure it out. So I'm assuming Rhodey was a Skrull whenever Iron Man died. There's no doubt about it. I'm figuring because here's my premise. Nobody else had to be carried out of there except for Rhodey. So I'm figuring he became a Skrull because during Civil War he got severely injured. I'm figuring he got captured at that point in time and got switched out.
That's as good a theory as we're gonna get.
Mm-hmm. I'm figuring that at that point in time. Some people were like, well, maybe during the blip, you know what I'm saying? Maybe got captured in, but I was like, they didn't really have to like carry people out. Two people had to carry Rhodey out, like he still had injuries, so that he hadn't recovered from. So that would be my assumption, that he has been a Skrull since that point in time. And if that's the case, then all kind of shit changes, Bo. Because you know what they're gonna do, Corey. You know what they're gonna do. Because they said there was 1 million of them here. They go down into the laboratory over and see like millions of people who've been captured, and they sitting there in the little mine contraption thing. Which where did they get the money and the resources to make all those? I know Nick Fury give it to them.
That falls under the suspension of disbelief category, and you're not supposed to ask those questions.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my B. That's my B.
It's like I always wondered, like in like the Fast and Furious movies, like where do they keep getting all these $1 million cars from? This guy lives in like a garage, like, and he's got $3 million cars. What is going on here? It's the same thing. They just seem to bust the stuff out of nowhere.
Well, you got to think, man. They've stolen millions of dollars. The government pays them, so they got cash. They got cash. And guys, we'll eventually talk to you about the Fast Six movie. One of these good old days, because I got a theory about why those movies are getting even more and more ridiculous. This is just my theory.
Are they large-scale international money laundering operations?
No.
Okay.
You talking about, is that the theory?
Fast and Furious, yeah. That's why there's so many of them and nobody watches them.
So a couple of people's watching them. I don't know how many people watched this last one. But yeah, so Rhodey, which is technically the Skrull, sitting there dead, brains all over the back wall. And then we go back to the fight with Gravik and Gaia. And I just want to know what you think about that particular fight, man.
It wasn't anything special, really. All of these fights with superheroes end up in the sky, and there end up being some like I-beams flying, and then, it was just unimpressive. I didn't think that it was... I thought it was the embodiment of the MCU. They had to have the strong female character come back and do some ass whooping, and even though she was like a total wish-wash the whole season, right? Like,
yeah, the only thing that made her important was the fact that she was Talos' daughter,
right?
But then you were just like, okay, I mean, she's like there, but like she's like boring. Okay, Gaia is a boring character. She's stoic. She's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? She's uncooperative. You're just like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, Gaia's back on the screen. Like, great. Can we fast forward it? You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to feel like. Can we get her off the screen now? We appreciate you, Gaia, but we'll move on now from you. You know what I'm saying? Man, I just for a budget of $212 million, man.
Well, how much of that was salaries? 150?
Yeah. I don't know, man, but look.
Because Sam Jackson ain't cheap.
Nah, he ain't cheap.
And he's one of the richest actors there is. Like, that guy's got like 100-something movies. I mean, that guy has done movies that you can't even believe. Like, go to his IMDb. Yeah. The guy's got movies within movies. He has like a lunch break from one movie. He goes make another movie on his lunch break. I mean, it's crazy what that guy's done.
Yeah. He's definitely stayed active. There's no doubt about it. But they've got to get this together on the final fights. The final fights have been like just god awful. Okay, some of these have been god awful, man. And I go back to like the Ant-Man and the Wasp. Hell, even Wakanda Forever, man. Watching Shuri and damn the Wing Feather God.
Part of the problem is there's too much CGI. People are tired of the CGI. They want more realistic stuff. I think that's why stuff like Mission Impossible does so well, because that's a guy really jumping out of a plane, or jumping off a building, or like people go to see Tom Cruise do real stuff. They could save a ton of money if they just CGI it, but they don't. And
Well,
I
just
think
think about these like the kung fu movies, like even your old school ones like Bruce Lee and stuff.
those were
Man, the fights
badass,
was awesome, man. I
flying
mean,
up
you
in
just
trees and
like
stuff.
yeah, the choreography and stuff. Because I mean,
Two,
it's pretty much a dance.
two
You know
guys
what I'm saying?
fighting up on a tree on a twig that like couldn't hold like nothing, and like you got two guys
Yeah,
fighting on it. Yeah, like that old
yeah,
stuff was creative, and you got to think back at the day they didn't have the CGI. They had to do all that stuff real. They had to experiment, and they had to just figure out what worked.
yeah, exactly. And so with all they got at their disposal now, it's just like them two fighting. You're like, man, y'all ain't whooping nobody. You know what I'm saying? You just look at him, you just like, man, who they gonna whoop? You know what I'm saying? If Thanos came through right now, but I mean, he's gonna if he was still around, I mean, he's gonna rip y'all's head off. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be an easy win. Like during the Infinity War and stuff. Oh God, dude, they had great fights. Civil War, Captain America: Civil War, great fights. Probably the best, maybe the top three best MCU movies. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Those fight scenes, awesome, dude. When them Captain America and then Bucky are sitting there fighting at the end, you're like, dude. I mean, they taking their pound of flesh. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and it's just like a pitiful tussle at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like brother and sister, tussling in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? That's what it kind of felt like. And then all of a sudden, I guess she figured out that she could use um, Captain Marvel's powers to blow a hole through him, and he wouldn't regenerate. I didn't understand that. I thought he was just going to regenerate. So I was just like, oh, hell, why didn't you do that sooner? It's like, that'd been my first move. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how this thing works, and he dropped dead. So that's it for graphic. Another villain taken out, and we didn't even see the moment where he split from Nick Fury. I thought we were going to at least get that flashback. It's man, they had 30, 40 more minutes worth of last episode they needed to put in there.
Yeah,
it's a missed opportunity.
I honestly got done watching the whole series and wondered why it existed in the first place. Like, it didn't accomplish anything. It didn't bring anything back. It wasn't a pivotal moment. It didn't even bridge anything. I thought it was going to end up bridging something. It didn't bridge anything.
Well, it lets you know the Skrulls are here. Well, let's talk about this one thing, because I thought it was a joke when I seen it, but the president got up there, we're going to kill all the Skrulls. I was like, is this real? And then folks just out there shooting folks in the street. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Some of them were Skrulls, some of them were real people. They just go out there putting bullets in folks. I'm like, the president's about, hey, Skrulls were coming to kill you. I'm like, I don't think that's the way you need to handle this.
It was a little confusing. It was a little confusing and unnecessary. And then it ended. And then I was like, what? And that was it.
Yeah, it kind of ended with Fury's love story.
I don't even want to talk about that. That's ridiculous. Fury's love story. That was like a meme all day. As soon as that happened, the memes were flying.
Oh, were he said the memes were coming left and right. Hey, look, Fury getting him a little green booty. You know what I'm saying? Some green booty. Well, it's been black booty the whole time he's been getting it. But I guess now he'll bang it while it's green. I guess they got the same anatomy as humans. I guess they got the same holes and
I guess so.
Structure's the same, so that's I didn't. It's like it's like this, this alien race. It's like, oh yeah, we got pussies too. I was like, oh, okay, well, good. And with humans, if it's got it, they'll try to fuck it. So,
oh yeah,
oh yeah. Just like,
if we can't eat it, then we'll fuck it.
Yeah. That's the way it works. So that's where we kind of end with Fury going back, and he said that supposedly they're having peace talks with the Kree. Okay, and the Kree was from the Captain Marvel movie, which we really haven't seen any of since that particular movie. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of them in the Marvels, which looks like an absolute travesty that should not be made, but it has been made. Okay, and it's coming to theaters. I don't even know. What's your prediction on what that movie's gonna bring in? But these movies been doing bad right here recently.
350 mil
worldwide.
Yeah.
So that means it'll lose money again.
Yeah.
Okay. I think somebody was trying to say. What was somebody trying to say? They were saying the Indiana Jones movie broke even. It's like it made 300 million, so it broke even.
That's like a failure in there. Well, here's the thing: if a movie costs 300 million to make, it needs to bring in 900 million really to break even, because the advertising budget is always 2 times what the actual budget is.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine is actually a writer out in Hollywood, and he wrote Waiting and Tag,
mm-hmm.
and he said straight up, every movie made.
He wrote Waiting.
Yeah. I grew up with him.
Oh, dude, that's a great movie.
I've known him since I was a teenager, and he basically said all movies are the same. It's always a formula. He's like, the advertising budget is double the cost of the movie. So if an actual movie costs, I don't know if they're including that in that 200 million advertising cost, which means
I don't think they usually do.
Then the total cost of that is closer to like $500 million realistically, with advertising and all that stuff in there. So yeah, Indiana Jones didn't break even, not even close. I mean, it might have gotten its operating budget back, but that's it. And so they on the hook for a lot. And honestly, I didn't even think it was that bad. Like, it was, the reviews are like the worst thing in the world, and I went in there thinking it was going to be the worst thing in the world, and it wasn't. I mean, I understand the criticism of it, but it wasn't horrible. I thought if you like Indiana Jones, I thought it was worth seeing. But you know, but movies just aren't the same caliber they used to be. Once upon a time, it seems,
and they're spending way more money. Spending
way more, and it's on everything CGI. It should be cheaper, you know what I mean, than having people go out and do stuff, right? So, once upon a time, it seemed like if the studios didn't make money, they went out of business. Now it seems like they don't make money, and it's just they just keep chugging along
and keep making more expensive movies. Hot damn! You know, some of these some of these animation movies. The budgets on those are, godly, dude. They take you out. I don't even want to know what was the Avatar budget. You know, I was about to watch that the other day, and then I seen that thing was like 3 hours and 40 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, dude.
So this brought me to like a theory. I started thinking about this a while ago, and when you start looking at like production value and like entertainment value for that production value. This is where I start to see it, and has happened over the last like 10 years or so. But the kind of budgets that we're seeing in Hollywood movies, we're now seeing in video games. And now video games like Grand Theft Auto 6 is getting ready to come out like probably in a year or so. It is the most expensive thing that's ever been made. It's cost over $1 billion. It's going to be the most massive game. And not only that, in the game, when you make money, that money can transfer to the real world. So
bullshit.
Swear to God, it's going to be the biggest like metaverse type thing that the world has ever seen. And so I see this as being a shift from people giving a shit about movies to people wanting to pay more attention to video games, not only because they're more entertaining, but they're interactive. And people I think are tired of just sitting around getting stuff shoved at them, you know? I ain't
gonna lie to you. Some of the best stuff that I've watched, I say over the last decade, for me, have actually been anime. Some of the best. They got way better storylines.
And so there's Baldur's Gate 3 video game just came out, or is in the early release. It has something like 190 hours of cutscenes, which is like 5 times what Game of Thrones was in its entirety, or something ridiculous like that. So we're getting acting and we're getting movies intertwined into video games. I tried watching anime, but them Japanese are weird sicko fucks. I can't get into it. They're crazy weirdos. So
you got to watch. Some of them are. It depends on what you watch.
Well, I remember my friends tried to get me into anime when I was like a teenager growing up, and they made me watch this one called Arosaka Doji, and it had like this chick, and he's like this demon, and it had like 100 demon dicks, and these demon dicks went flying through this building and knocked out all the windows. And I'm like, the
Yeah, well,
Japanese
you
are
see,
crazy.
yeah, we're not talking about hentai, okay? I mean, look, not the hentai, but guy, if I was going to suggest some anime, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, actually, if you've never seen the anime Death Note, oh, Death Note is, dude, that's a great series.
Well, I'm planning on getting
That's
my anime fill here soon because there's a brand new game coming out from Amazon Studios called Blue Protocol. It's an MMO that's 100% anime. So
oh, okay,
I'm looking forward to that one.
okay. All right, cool. All right, cool. So we went off kilter a little bit, but that's
Yep.
okay. Just a little bit because there won't much more to talk about Secret Invasion. That's pretty much it, guys. Um, it just wrapped up just really quick. They put a nice little bow on it. 28 minutes. They were like, "Yep, we don't really need to say anymore." You do, like, as we said earlier, you do see the people getting saved that were in that compound facility. But some of them got killed in the real world because you got vigilantes out there now just running up and shooting folks. They shooting actual humans. Oh my God, dude. Like the prime minister from the UK, she straight up got a bullet put in her. She ain't changed, period. I said, oops. I was like, good God. And then Gaia goes down there and you see that they've got millions of people with this shit hooked up to their head so they can read their thoughts. Sonya Fallsworth is going to incorporate her in MI6. And if we get technical right now, Gaia, this is going to sound weird, Corey, but if we get technical right now, Gaia is technically the strongest character in the MCU right now.
Yes. And that causes a problem. That causes a big problem.
Yeah.
But this is how they're going to resolve it. The next time we see her, it will have caused that'll have been short term, and that the DNA will only have been like a temporary fix, and it'll have faded by the time that we see her next. That's
Ooh,
what's going to happen.
That'd be a good one. Like she goes to do a power and it doesn't come.
Right. Personally, I'd like to see her
That'd
get
be a
stuck
good
with
one.
those freaking arms, those freaking crazy arms.
Abominations.
Yeah.
You get Abomination's arms, Groot's arms. So yeah, so technically, as of right now, Gaia is the most powerful being in the MCU universe currently. So that leaves. Oh, every time Neurotic says MCU, he's right on point. He's right on point, but
Yep.
the MCU. I think the next offering from Marvel, if I'm correct, I think it's going to be Echo. Let's see. Let me see if I see this next Disney Plus Marvel show. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got up here. Or it might be Agatha. Oh, it's to be decided. Echo. Oh no, Echo is decided. November 29th, 2023.
So we have.
So that's the.
So we got like
that's
5
the
months
deaf
with nothing
chick.
new. We have 5 months or so with no new Marvel move. No new Marvel. Is that correct?
No, we'll have the Marvels.
Oh, when's that?
I think that's. Let's see. I think that's in November as well.
All right. So thank God we got a couple months, so we don't have to talk about Marvel movies.
Yeah, so that's expected November 10th. The Marvels. So right after that, now look, they are so uninspired about the Echo series. They just gonna drop all the episodes at one time. They ain't gonna make you wait. They like, man, just run them out, dude. just run them, man. Because they done pushed it. Echo was supposed to be like last year. They done pushed it back. They said, look, we can't save it, man. Just what we got, just put it out there. We done spent the money. All right, so just fuck it. I mean, that's what they're pretty much saying, Corey. Like, we give up on this, all right? Which I don't know why they were making a TV series about the deaf woman. I was like, look, is there not a plethora of characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or in the Marvel Universe?
Yeah.
Is there not a plethora of
Ton.
characters? I mean, just that if somebody would just do just a touch of research and just a little bit better writing could make a really good show. I mean,
So they're making a superhero who's deaf.
well, Echo, yeah. So Echo was in the. She's not even a superhero. She's just deaf. Like that's all she
She's
is.
just deaf.
Yeah, she was in the Hawkeye series.
Okay, so yeah, they gotta pander to the cripples, man. It's the handicap, fucking the ableism thing they're tackling into them and all their bullshit social inequities. Goddamn fucking communists.
Oh Lord, pandering to these damn cripples out here. Yeah, so yeah. Echo is the chick. Hold on, let me pull this up for you. So I think you'll remember her once you see the photo of her. Let's see, Marvel. Oh, there we go. Yeah, her.
Oh, and they're trying to defy the traditional beauty standards thing again. I see.
Man, sit up. Oh my god.
Yeah, if you're gonna try to make me watch that, we might have to arm wrestle over it or something.
Wrestle. It was the Echo. What's it? Echo actress. Let's see. She might look better elsewhere, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Let's see if we can get some better photos of her. Okay, these photos might be more becoming. Okay. We struggling. Here we go.
Yeah, I'll still pass.
We've. Man said he passed. Come on, cuz. Hold on. I mean, what about that? I mean, look. This is her right here. Look at her. Maybe Kate Bishop will come back. Maybe she'll be in the Echo series. The Kate Bishop. Maybe.
So that chick's deaf?
Yeah, but
and
that's all she is.
And does she shoot a bow or something?
No, she's just really good at like martial arts, but she's deaf. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Is the actress deaf?
No.
Okay, then that's deaf face.
That's a little bit better.
Then that's deaf face, and they it's like blackface but deaf face, and you have to get a deaf actress to do this, otherwise they're appropriating.
There we go. We got appropriation going on. My goodness. So, Corey, question: When do you think we're going to see more Skrulls? Do you think it's going to be in the Marvels? I'm assuming we have to see at least one.
Because these guys, they just can't let a good they don't know when to stop, right? They're going to sprinkle this shit in till I don't know who the hell knows when. But like, yes, there's always overlap between these Marvel movies and shows and stuff, and so yeah, we're definitely going to see him again, which is really the whole idea of these Skrulls was dumb from the beginning. There was no need for it. It was unreal. It was like somebody got owed a favor, so they used a script for a series. You know, it was like, what the hell's going on here?
Well, they were in the comics, though. They were in the comics.
So the comics are bad.
Secret Invasion. People were pumped up about Secret Invasion.
Were there Secret Invasion comics?
Yes.
Okay, well, here's what we should do. The next series that come out, we should just read the comics instead, and then we can make fun of it before the shit even happens.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Secret Invasion comics. Here we go. I'm gonna pull this up for you. So,
are there more
you
than
don't think
6?
I'm lying. That I don't think. Maybe. Here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. You see him?
Whoa! It actually looks like
Secret Invasion.
Whoa! It looks like they actually put some thought into the comics.
Yeah. Yeah, like that Skrull looks menacing right there.
Whoa! It actually looks like people took some time and some care and some effort and didn't have to spend $200 million to make Secret Invasion in the comics look good.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Hey, Marvel, how about you stick to fucking comics?
Yeah. Yeah, they... You know they're not going to do that.
No.
I always like how they get up there and they say, oh, you know, the particular person we had write this series, they ain't read one of the comics, and they want to bring their own twist. I'm like, oh, dear God. I'm like, dude, that's probably the worst thing I've ever heard. All right, you would want to check the source material if you're going to be writing the script. That's what I felt. Maybe that's not the case. It's like if you're going to write a movie based on a book. Wouldn't you want to have read the book?
Yeah.
I, I, that's what would make sense to me. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna make a movie about this book. It's like, what you read about it? Nothing. All right, it's just like I've not read one page, but I do know the characters' names because I googled it, and I was like, that's probably not gonna go over well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's people out here who are nerds, but they are ready to pick you to pieces because they're ready to pick you to pieces. So that usually doesn't work out for people. So that's it, guys. That's Secret Invasion. Um, it'll parlay into something because they made it where it's going to parlay into something. Potentially, we could see Gaia maybe on the Thunderbolts movie. I don't know, man. It's just going to be Marvel's going to be struggling right here over the next few, but they need a turnaround movie, something bad. You know what I'm saying? Guardians of the Galaxy was good, but they running out of shit, dog. Because their lineup right now, the Falcons trash. Okay, Shang-Chi, I mean he's okay. What we got? Wanda, I don't think she's dead, but she buried herself under damn 20 tons of rubble. Um, Doctor Strange is decent. Who else we got?
Blade.
Thor, Blade. If it ain't rated R, it's trash. Thor, Thor is just. They just need to get rid of Thor. Just take him out. Like you ain't got to kill him. Just say that he went and retired.
He had to have a liver transplant, and he went to Fat Farm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just take him out because y'all just making a mockery of the man now. He's straight mockery. Who else we got in the lineup? Who else we got?
Ghost Rider. Where the fuck's Ghost Rider?
Well, we ain't seen him yet.
We ain't seen him since Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, they ain't done anything with Ghost Rider yet. I'm trying to think of who else is technically in the MCU. I guess technically Loki and Sylvie, which is Loki, just a woman. And yeah, but do you think they're gonna be able to make this next Avengers movie? My God, dude!
I ain't gonna watch it unless you make me.
They need an Avenger. Yeah, you're gonna have to watch it. They're gonna need. They're gonna need like some Avengers.
There's no
like
Avengers in it. It's like
avenge.
Hawkman and stuff. It's a bunch of crap.
I don't even know if Hawkman gonna be in it. You gotta remember, damn Clint Bart got ran over by a damn snowblower. He about damn crippled now.
That is true. That is true.
He can't even jump around. You know, most of his stuff was like. I think most of his stuff was like practical because it wasn't a whole lot of CGI with his stuff.
Right.
But so I don't even know if they're gonna have Hawkman in there. So yeah, but it's Vision. White Vision's off somewhere doing something. He left in WandaVision and he's been out just chilling somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know, man. They started pushing stuff back and it's now becoming like a mess. It's like DC's stuff started out as a mess and it ain't really get any better. Marvel started out a whole lot better. They had a cohesive plan. And then once they got done with the Infinity War, it's just like, so what y'all want to do? it's like, hey man, let's just have some people just try to do some shit. You know what I'm saying? You had the She-Hulk writer who wrote, I think they wrote the last episode of She-Hulk talking about, I ain't making any money. I only made $396. I'm like, they overpaid you. Okay. I mean, I'm like, they overpaid. Okay. That's just all there is to it. So I don't know. We got the Marvels coming up. So I don't think that's going to be anything of note. I think we're going to need to do a review on that trailer, but I think there's a woman that's the actual villain in this. And I think she's got Ronan the Destroyer's hammer. That's what it looks like. I'm just like, this villain's going to be so bad. And that's the key to movies. Okay, the protagonist is key, but the villain may matter more than the actual protagonist itself. You know what I'm saying? Because you need to garner some true hate, a la a Deacon Frost, as we said before. You know what I'm saying? You got to garner that true hate for the villain in there, and they're missing that on a lot of their newer stuff. And then they get rid of people too quickly. It's like you don't have to have this villain in this movie and they just die. you could have them escape, I mean, and all that, and then they could, you could do something else with it. The only one they did that with was Loki. Nobody else really escaped. So we got that. Corey, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the drum roll.
2 cube.
I was gonna go 3.5 cubes.
2 cube. 2 cube out of 10.
Cubes. 3.5 cubes, and it's just because
it sucked.
I think
you can just sum it up and say it sucked.
Was it better than She-Hulk? Yes, because everything is. Hell, even Miss Marvel's better than She-Hulk. I mean, and that was a downright atrocious watch. but they had a concept here that they could have drug out for longer. Let me just say that. There's no reason why She-Hulk should have more episodes than Secret Invasion. That's all I'm saying. She-Hulk should not have more episodes than Secret Invasion. Because the first 2 episodes, they did like 58 minutes worth. And then they just like, man, let's cut the thing about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I'm just like, where's the rest of this Secret Invasion at? I feel like there should be more here. Okay? And that's what this kind of left me feeling. It just left me with the urge that there should be more here. And it wasn't there. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. So yeah, that's the wrap up of Secret Invasion, guys. Well, if you've watched it, we want to know your thoughts in the comment section below on that. How do you feel about the Secret Invasion? I don't think there's not anything particularly wrong with Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury, all that stuff. He still does his solid acting, but it's just the surrounding characters and development and what this was actually trying to do didn't actually come to fruition the way I hoped it did. When people were like, "Oh man, Secret Invasion," they had this thing pumped up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh okay, and people are going directly back to the comics on that. So when you go back to the source material, that kind of does throw you off some. So yeah, that is Secret Invasion for you guys. Like I said, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And we're going to wrap this episode up of Showtime with the Cube. We're going to come to you with some trailers right here coming up next week. We got a few trailers we need to check out. We've actually got Kraven the Hunter. Okay, Kraven the Hunter. We're going to look at. We're going to look at the Marvels. We got some more stuff we're going to look at as well. And we're going to give it a critique. And it might not be a good critique. More than likely it won't if Corey's checking out some of this. Because I've watched a couple of these trailers and I'm like, boy, Corey's going to bash this shit, boy. He's going to absolutely go in on it. He's going to destroy it. So Corey, you got anything else for the people out there?
Nope. That's about it.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. I ain't got a thought, really, because this was just bad. It just is, like, unnecessary. It's like at the end of a fight when you're done getting hit and you think it's over, and then you just get hit one more time. That's what this was. It's like, because Marvel just been beating us up, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be the end. And no, it was bad. It was just not good. It wasn't exciting. It didn't live up to the hype. It was just not good at all.
There it is, guys. Corey the Powerful. So we appreciate everybody for checking us out on this episode of Showtime with the Cube from your boy HQ420, the co-host Corey Hughes. We'll catch you on the next Showtime with the Cube. Peace out.